It is difficult to embark on that journey. It is scary, looking really deep down into our shadows, into our wounds. It is a rabbit hole once we start. It's not something that anyone, no matter how easy it seems that your life was, no one can do that in a month or two. There's a reason they call it a journey, right? And as human beings, that we're souls who have human beings. We're here on journey of lifetimes, on journey of souls, understanding that, understanding human nature, understanding our ego. It's a complex thing for most people, and it is a journey for most people. And I always say this to you guys, it's not like, it's also a misconception that people say that it takes a lifetime. No, it doesn't take a lifetime. No, we don't heal until the day we die. We grow and expand until the day we die, but if you really put your efforts in it, it is a journey that has a beginning and an end. Now, where it's going to take 2 years or 5 years or 10 years, I cannot tell you. It may be the whole life for some people, because it depends on you, how you choose to approach it, the courage. And you're still a little bit, bound by that fear, whether it's subconscious or not. Every decision we take, from small everyday decisions to life-changing ones, it is rooted either in fear or love. Fear belongs to the ego. It carries the energy of self-sabotage, self-doubt, biases, limiting beliefs, separation from oneness with the universe. Fear insists. It's reactive, avoidant, defensive, anger. It comes with anxiety, assumptions, and judgments. Love, however, is the frequency of the soul. It carries freedom, compassion, understanding, and courage. It comes in peace, with openness to grow and transform. Allow yourself to take the reins. Let it guide you with love, trust, and patience towards your true alignment. We have mother wound as well. So that's something whenever we guys talk, and if you come to me on sessions, this is the starting point. We start from mother wound. This is why those were first cards in my deck. We start from mother wound, from father wound. We start from childhood, inner child, right? Healing inner child. We all have mother wound and father wound. I don't care what anyone says. It's another big misconception, right? Because people say, I don't have a mother wound because my mother was a beautiful person. So what? The question is, was she a divine feminine? I've worked with many people that, had that, whether with a father or a mother, that they were a good mother or a good father. They were there for me. They would love me. But were they a divine energy? Because if not, they could have caused a distortion within you. It's a common thing, to have a mother that was, that loved you, that wanted everything for you. But she allowed, for example, she had no boundaries. She had no self-love. She allowed her partner or other people to treat her like doormat, right? It doesn't always go into the cruelty of a person. It goes into the distortion. There's a reason I said to you that you should go to my website, and there's a divine love section, and I think in the first article, first or the second, you're going to find the qualities of divine feminine, divine masculine. You can look at these qualities and examine a little bit, not with judgment, but to understand your father and your mother, and then yourself. Because as children, as we're born, we're all energy readers. It's being numbed within us, but we're all energy readers, right? We are energy. We read energy, and your mother can tell you all she wants, that you're beautiful and she loves you. But if you see that she doesn't love herself and is critical towards herself, you're going to adopt that behavior. So there's a mother wound within you that needs to be addressed, definitely. And maybe that is causing that fear. And we have solar plexus as well. Solar plexus is responsible for, if it's out of balance, for our codependency. Solar plexus is where a dragon lives, where our lone wolf lives, right? I want to read this card to you. Solar plexus chakra is the energy point located in your stomach. It deals with willpower and independence. This energy point defines our relationship with our path and purpose. It's mainly blocked by shame, which can result in codependency, a lack of healthy boundaries, unhealthy attachment styles, people pleasing, creative blocks, or lack of drive or ambition. Remember, it is only through independence and strength of our spirit that we can reach our path of alignment. You are asked to achieve your alone wolf energy, to activate your alone wolf energy. Where are you making yourself small to fit in? Where are you allowing your light to be deemed? And you have also released judgment. What I'm hearing, you guys, is that really examine that mother wound, right? Because it may seem that your mother overall was a good person. Maybe she was someone. I feel like that's going to be the case for most of you, right? That there wasn't like a many. Maybe she was soft. Maybe she was very gentle, right? But I feel like it would be someone that was very codependent, that was lacking self-love. Maybe she's one of those people that, don't believe that women can be. And usually those mothers usually raise daughters who rule with their masculine energy. Because if a feminine is not empowered, if a feminine doesn't believe in the power of femininity and the equality of the feminine and masculine, and is codependent on her partner, on her masculine partner, this creates the sensation that femininity is inferior. So a daughter would naturally lead with their masculine, thinking that masculine is better, is superior. So I have to be in my masculine energy. And again, you guys know that I say this all the time, like over 80%, if not more, women on this earth, they lead with their masculine energy because we live in a patriarchal society. We're being taught and told from childhood to follow patriarchal system. Even the fact that we cannot follow our natural, biological, energetical, feminine rhythm. Because we have to work, like 8 hours, 9 to 5 kind of job, live in that, and we're not meant to do that. We have the capacity to adjust to that cycle as still being in our feminine energy, because obviously we live on this earth and in this planet, and it cannot be, right? But we should always lead and rule with our natural cycles. Feminine is very cycle dependent, right? I feel there's many things about femininity that this collective you need to understand, because it's gonna, as well, that kind of thing, it's also gonna influence on what kind of men we attract. A woman that rules, you will usually attract the fearful, the avoidant, right? A true divine masculine needs a divine feminine. So if you don't know how to drop into your feminine, understanding that man leads, but he leads in the physical, and you lead on a level of creation and on a level of spirit realm, you're not going to be able to achieve that divine. I feel like, again, for this collective, you're browsing through my website, it will really help you reading through those articles. It may open your mind. And we have this judgment, so think about this. I will just read this through you because people don't like to hear that they are judgmental, but it's a shadow that most people, before they start the journey of healing, carry, whether they know it or not. Judgment feeds separation and competition. It's rooted in fear and blocks of our heart space. What we sometimes refuse to accept is that judgment is always a projection of what we judge and reject within ourselves. Perhaps an insecurity or shadow we haven't healed, past mistake we haven't forgiven ourselves for, or deeply rooted cultural or religious conditioning we haven't released. Move with love and compassion. Maybe you have that little bit, I'm hearing, that, and it may also be caused by that masculine energy that you're very, we have that in your energy, that King of Wands, right? They're very charismatic, they're very like leadership, right? So maybe at times you push people, you think that you're pushing them to be better, but in reality, whenever we tell people and give unsolicited advice, it's because we shame on some level ourselves. There is this shame within you because we have that solar plexus, right? That maybe in the past we didn't know better, we haven't forgiven ourselves for that. Why would you care? And I oftentimes, work with people who say to me, there's so few people that understand me, or there's so few people that I can talk to about spirituality or self-growth, or there's so few people who have this mindset, or there's so few people who really want to change. Why would you care about people? Why would you care about people? On this journey, we go into that bubble of healing hermit where the finger goes towards ourselves. Even if you're the last one standing, right? Why would you care? Why would you care if other people are willing to heal, wanting to heal? It's about you. On your journey of healing, you are meant to heal, not fix your mother, not fix your ex-partners, not fix your friends. You're meant to heal. And then when you are standing in your healthy, balanced solar plexus, you're not codependent. So you move forth and you trust that you are now healed, standing in your center, in your authenticity, and sooner or later you will be aligned with people that will match that energy. Ultimate law of attraction. Cannot skip that. We attract what we are, the vibration up. You're not meant to drag people. If they want to be left behind, that's where they're going to be left. Do you know? I want to do 3 more, and then we're going to tap into that contract. Yeah, we're more and more confirmation about that mother model. I can see that mother of yours, who she was. We have Mother Earth, which is another, this is a very powerful energy, feminine energy, energy of nature. True divine feminine connects to Mother Earth. Lives with rhythms. Maybe there's a reason I was explaining you these things. Femininity is about that. There is no true divine feminine without connection to nature, connection to Mother Earth, connection to what Earth gives us, connection to the seasons, right? It's very important. Clean diet, natural ingredients, learn more about how you can improve your life, but introducing more gifts without interrupting her natural processes. We should inspire. It's a role of the feminine to make sure that everyone remembers the importance of loving Mother Earth, connecting to Mother Earth, not disrupting her processes, and trying as much as possible to live in line with what she offers. We have boundaries, and this is where I was saying that again, because if you have a mother wound, if you have that solar plexus, it's a role of a divine feminine energy within our mother, within our caregiver, to teach us self-love. And with self-love, boundaries come in. And oftentimes, I've met many women who had that, mother wound, who were standing in their masculine energy. They thought that they were like charismatic and like this and that and strong. But when it comes to love, they would have no boundaries because they didn't have that self-love. So they would expect that, ghosting, that disrespect from the masculine, the lack of consistency, the flakiness, distorted masculine. Boundaries are a protective shield for our energy and identity. It's true. You have to, on this journey, we discover who we are, right? We discover our inner truth. We learn to love ourselves for who we are. And boundaries are created naturally. Boundaries is not something that you have to, really work on and set with people when you walk that journey of healing. Because when you truly walk the journey of healing, again, we focus on self-love, self-care, finding your authentic truth, finding that inner truth within who you are, what did I come here to do? And when you start understanding yourself and loving yourself with your light and with your shadows, you know who you are, you stand strongly in that core of you. You don't have to be taught boundaries. They will come out naturally, effortlessly, right? And we have nourish your energy. This is our physical body energy, but it's about nourishing your energy body, right? So understanding that what we surround ourselves with is very important. What we surround ourselves, everything. People, places, music, books, thoughts, conversations, everything. We are energetic beings in this physical world. In this physical world, everything is energy. Back out there, I always say this to you guys, it's another silly topic of like people, argue, and it's a nonsense thing. We're awareness once we shed this physical body, but for as long as we are in this physical body, in this physical world, everything is energy. And we have to nourish it. I feel like that you would need that connection to earth feeling into your body, everything that we already said. You have all the information you need. Let's tap into that. What is it that you're not seeing in those? I want to tap into the most strong, the most pronounced karmic contract, karmic pattern that you've been repeating and you're not seeing with most of your partners. Sorry. I'm looking at this Free of Swords. There's a lot of heartbreak energy in here. It's definitely time for you, for this collective, and that's the key message that they're wanting for you to understand, right? It's time. It's time to see, it's time to realize, it's time to hear. I feel like I'm hearing a couple of things here. So there may be many things that are still hidden to you and that maybe you're not ready to face. Remember how I said to you, how do I explain this to you? There's a reason they call it journey, right? And I've heard opinions online that, it can be done in one day. It's just like change of your mindset. Yes. But most people we're bound by that ego. For most people, it's certain concepts are challenging, and it's absolutely okay. Whoever says that it doesn't have to be a journey doesn't have compassion. No true spiritual healer would shame you for allowing this to be journey, and sometimes a journey. And sometimes we have certain wounds, certain past experiences that we're not ready to dive into on that lesson one. And I feel it's a bit of that case for this collective, because there's some hidden energy. There's definitely time. It's definitely time for you to embark on this journey, but you're being asked to surrender to this journey, to surrender to the guidance of your higher self, to listen more and more, to train that intuition in terms of where do you need to go on this journey. But everything that we talked about, mother wound, fear, feminine energy, focus on that. Focus on those things that I set in this part. Whether you choose to sign up for a session with me or another healer that you will be guided towards, or you want to start on your own, start with that. Okay? Start with that. Because it is time. There's going to be a lot of heartbreak to be healed within you, and a lot of patterns that you will have to realize, and contracts. I'm hearing as well that maybe you had some contracts. I explained this to you guys many times, that soul contracts can exist on 2 levels, right? Every soul contract exists on a level of lesson, right? So a random soul, we can have that contract that they're going to teach us something, to love ourselves more, to release codependency, right? And it can be delivered by a variety of souls. But some soul contracts also carry the weight of a specific karma with a specific soul that we shared many lifetimes. That's why karmic partners sometimes feel familiar, feel like that connection, because we've known each other from before, because we do. But it's just that it's a journey for pain. We confuse that when we're wounded. It feels like a soulmate, right? I feel you will have that, at least one of those contracts, that it was a person that you had, that it wasn't just a deliverer of your karmic pattern contract, but an actual karma with that person. And there's going to be a lot of heart healing to do. But it's like I'm hearing it's time, but this is not where we need. Does it make sense? Maybe in order to heal and to close these contracts and understand them, you need to start from really understanding the feminine energy, the divine feminine, the mother wound, right? Hanged Man. Yeah. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay. All right. All right. So what I'm hearing, definitely confirmation. If we have Four of Swords, that's on top of that High Priestess. So it's I'm hearing preparation period. Yes, it's time. You're going to have to close those contracts. You're going to have to look at those contracts. But this reading, everything that I said to you, if it's really your reading, if it resonated, remember those two things. One is the one that we touched with these cards. So the feminine energy, the mother energy, the solar plexus, go through these things. Make sure you build confirmation, understanding on them. But also go back to what I said, sorry, about shallow level spirituality, about a bit of a naivety, sprinkle. Make sure you don't go that route. They're preparing you now. They wanting you to dive into these topics to understand what this journey will be about, how it will look like, that deep work, right? Because it's not yet time to dive really deep into the relationships. You have to dive deeper into yourself first to understand the distortion within your feminine energy and really address that distortion. I feel this collective, you would be a little bit bound by conditioning, by a program. Aren't we all? But some are more than others. It's a subconscious program. These are things that, you know, the society, the culture, the family, they teach us, they make us believe from childhood. And we don't even realize it's this moment when on this journey we start to question everything, including yourself. Because oftentimes when someone would ask you who you are to describe yourself in some qualities, I guarantee that half of the qualities won't be true. They're going to be things that you've heard about yourself from other people, your parents, your family, your friends, and they're not really true, because there are as many versions of us as people who know us. Only people who are truly healed. Think about how few people are really those Zen masters. I really went through the journey of healing. I've crossed the bridge. I've integrated all my shadows. I'm in my center. I'm very self-aware. Only then you're able to see other people for who they are. And even then we can sometimes project. Most people, they see you through the lens of their own shadows, their own wounds, their own beliefs, their own projections. They're projecting, right? This is why people have different perspective of us. It's a logical thing. How come from one person you're so soft and delicate, and for another person you're aggressive and masculine, right? Because they're looking for their own lens. So I feel that there is some conditioning about this world and about you yourself that you were made to believe, and you still have to break, right? Maybe it is as well an exercise for you to do, to write down how you think, who you think that you are, and then ask yourself, is it really true? And if it's true, do I like that part of myself? And if I like that part of myself, is it really an authentic self, or maybe it's just a shadow? We're going to be laying a foundation for your shadow work. This collective, you have to understand certain things before you will really be able to dive deeper. But I love this Ace of Pentacles, and I was really smiling looking at this Ace of Pentacles, because it is a moment. It's now. It's time. They wanting to grant you something beautiful, this collective. You were part of your path. And I always say this to you guys, it's more difficult with a collective. But when you come to me in session, on the first session, I always get visions from your highest, most abundant timeline, your greatest potential. It's a bit harder for a collective because you all going to have, there's like a similar path, but there's going to be differences, obviously, right? But the beautiful thing for this collective is that you have the capacity in this lifetime to reach that highest timeline, to step into your divinity, to become that divine feminine. There's a really great gift that they're wanting to grant you. And on our highest, most aligned timeline, there's always fulfillment. There's always a soulmate that walks this path with us. True soul connection. But it's not going to be easy journey. And I never sugarcoat this to you guys. But it's such a rewarding journey. It's such a beautiful journey. This is why only souls who are truly ready, who've lived enough lifetimes, where the soul matured, they're ready to find the courage within to embark on this journey. There are certain things still in life, in your romantic relationships, when it comes to this, the quality of your heart, then it's not in the best quality. It's broken. It haven't been healed. But there are things that you're not seeing, that you're blinded to, that you're not understanding. But we cannot touch that before you address those things that we already mentioned. This is why I always say to you guys that we heal in layers, right? We cannot cut through the onion because we would end up in a mental asylum. What can I tell you? It's most people would not be able to handle that. That's why we go in layers, and then we become stronger and stronger. And one day you'll be surprised by the deep, dark that you're going to be working through on your sessions, and not even going to shake. I want to do a few of these to finish for you. Maybe two more. Ooh, we have five. That's fine. What do we have? Show the world the real you in the bottom of the deck. A new romantic cycle begins. A new romantic cycle begins. This is beautiful, but you have to understand that this card for you, for this collective, it doesn't mean that love is across the corner, that you're going to meet that soulmate like in a couple of months. No, but you're beginning a new cycle. You're beginning your new cycle when you have taken a decision. I don't want no more karmic relationships. I want to heal. I want to analyze. I want to understand. This already begins your new cycle. Right now you have to romance yourself. You have to love yourself, right? But once we're done with that, you will naturally attract through your frequency, through your natural boundaries, through that self-love. You will attract that partner. So you are starting a new cycle. It's time to take action. It's time to take action, to start healing, to take a dedicated action towards yourself. A fiery climax approaches. A fiery climax approaches. Maybe there are still certain things in your life that have to happen in the next weeks, I'm hearing, that will really push you. Because you may be watching this reading like, yeah, I want to do it, da, 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 da. Maybe something will happen that will really like shake you and make you feel, I'm not seeing any tower moments, but like, I have to do it. I'm not okay. I have to heal. Take time to breathe out. It's to me, it's a sign to take it easy, to not rush things, to accept. You have to accept as well that it's going to be a process, everything that we've talked about. And we have a personal issue reaches resolution. This is full moon in Cancer. I'm not sure when we're going to have next full moon in Cancer, but it might not necessarily be that timeline. Maybe you're a Cancer. Maybe you know someone who's a Cancer, but maybe that's that thing, that fiery climax. So you still have something that is like a little bit open with someone that is keeping you like on a fence. Should I start now? There's a little bit of that thing in the past, and maybe something will hit you when you're just literally going to look in the mirror and like, no, I'm doing it. I'm not okay. I don't want to go back down the same road ever again. Maybe a little episode with an ex that will text you, that will come back and they will say something, or you will see them with I don't know. I don't know. I'm not. I think we're not supposed to know. There's an element of a surprise, but it may shake you and will push you to the right trajectory. All right, you guys. I love you so incredibly much, and I will see you soon.